Romance and love stories used to be reserved for fantasy films, but we're now starting to see all kinds of love infused seamlessly in science fiction. And whether it's love for a robot, an alien, an amphibian-humanoid, a giant supersonic moth, or a human of the same or opposite sex, love is love. Welcome to the Multicultural Sci-fi Organization, MCSFO. Today we're celebrating love across boundaries of gender, race, and even species. For this list, we'll be counting down characters in the science fiction, fantasy, comic book, and even kaiju genres. Keep in mind, there are a ton of spoilers ahead in this video. Number 10, Godzilla and Mothra, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. This very unexpected couple has a bond deeper than that of most species, and that old adage is true, opposites do attract. These two legendary titans in the monsterverse, or a kaiju genre, have a long history together. Mothra, queen of the monsters, was worshipped as a goddess by ancient human civilizations, and Godzilla, king of the monsters, is an enormous dinosaur-like sea monster empowered by nuclear radiation. But it wasn't always love at first sight for these two. Mothra and Godzilla were pitted against one another by the studios and were bitter enemies until a common goal to protect the planet connected them. The king and queen monsters are so beloved by fans. Mothra is said to be the yin and Godzilla's yang. Although their love story has never been played out on screen, that hasn't stopped the fan-made romance story. They've even created cute couple names for them, like Gazimoth by Japanese fans and Mothzilla by English-speaking fans. At the end of Godzilla, King of the Monsters, it appeared Mothra sacrificed herself for Godzilla, but Mothra is kinda immortal. She always lays an egg in case she dies so that she can be reincarnated and her memories are transferred as well. So we'll definitely see these two star-crossed lovers again. Number 9, Mike and 11 from Stranger Things. The best feeling is when I look at you and you're already staring. Love, there's nothing like it. These two young lovebirds' bond is so strong, not even demogorgons can stop it. The most beloved couple on Stranger Things is 11, aka Elle, aka Jane Hopper, played by Millie Bobby Brown, and Mike Wheeler, played by Finn Wolfhard. These two teen lovers meet in season 1 when Mike and his friends find Elle, a young psychokinetic girl who escaped from Hawkins' laboratory. Their friendship quickly blossomed into love and they were inseparable. Mike even brought Elle into his crew of buddies, which didn't go over well with the guys at first. Even when faced with their worst nightmares, they had each other's back, but living through a few near-death experiences will strengthen any relationship. And they really do complement each other. Elle brings out the brave side in Mike, while Mike helped her open up after years of captivity. Mike's self-sacrificing nature is so endearing and is reciprocated by Elle as she learns from his gentle heart. It was so sad to see them break up, but it was inspiring to see 11 explore her own identity and give Mike a chance to do the same. A great lesson for all of us, no matter what age. Number 8, Adira and Grey from Star Trek Discovery. Another young couple finding love in the strangest places, or in this case, the strangest space-time. The Star Trek franchise has always pushed the envelope of diversity, but Discovery is raising the bar even higher when it comes to inclusive storytelling by adding 2 transgender and non-binary characters to an already diverse show. Non-binary character Adira, played by Blue Del Barrio, and trans character Grey, played by Ian Anderson, have a very unique love that transcends death. Adira becomes a host to a Trill symbiote and is later able to connect with all previous hosts, one of which is the consciousness of her deceased boyfriend, Grey. And their endless love for one another knows no bounds, as it lives on through the Trill symbiote. Although short, every scene with Adira and Grey was so sweet, especially when Adira channeled Grey playing the cello, making them one of the series' favorite couples to date. Blue Del Barrio and Ian Anderson share their characters' gender identities and had the opportunity to give their input and were part of shaping these characters. This was a smart and obvious decision all showrunners and writers should make when writing for trans characters. Although groundbreaking, this trans representation still garnered mixed reactions and leaves a lot of room for growth. But now that the door has been widened, we look forward to seeing broader representations and diverse trans experiences play out on screen. And since they made such a big impression, I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of Adira and Grey on the next Star Trek Discovery. Number 7. Mando and Grogu from The Mandalorian. It's rare to see a sci-fi story centered around a father and son relationship, not to mention a father and a baby. And the beautiful bond Mando and Grogu have is one of the sweetest ever seen in a series. The Adventures of Mando and Grogu stars Pedro Pascal as Din Djarin, aka the Mandalorian, a lonely bounty hunter who goes on a run after being hired to retrieve the asset, a Force-sensitive child and Jedi little one who goes by the name of Grogu. Whether he's upholding his creed to never leave an abandoned child or passing on the favor extended to him when he was just a foundling, Mando is committed to protecting Grogu and keeping him safe from all dangers in the galaxy. And Grogu expresses his love by returning the favor and saving Mando from the giant mudhorn. And there's also an unspoken understanding between them. One of the most memorable and endearing gestures is when they fought over the shiny knob from the ship's control lever until Mando broke down and gave it to him, symbolizing his acceptance of Grogu in his life. Far too often, male characters in action movies are boxed in familiar tropes, but seeing this sensitive, caring side to a tough, stern man like the Mandalorian is so vital. These two beloved characters single-handedly resuscitated the Star Wars franchise with all the right ingredients. A powerful and dangerous, mysterious man in a superhero suit, protecting and caring for an adorable baby who will grow to be even more powerful. Number 6. Elsa and the Amphibian Man in the Shape of Water. The deep love these two characters are best summed up in the poem that's shown at the end of the movie. Unable to perceive the shape of you, I find you all around me. Your presence fills my eyes with your love. It humbles my heart, for you are everywhere. This romantic sci-fi fantasy drama follows Elisa Esposito, powerfully played by Sally Hawkins, a mute cleaning lady at a research facility, falls in love with a captured humanoid amphibian creature called the Asset, played by seasoned creature actor Doug Jones. Although voiceless, their love for each other was communicated loud and clear. These two social outcasts found each other against the backdrop of the civil rights movement, the Cold War, and the space race paranoia. Elisa fearlessly defends and saves the life of this kind-hearted, gentle amphibian man who later returns the favor. This Academy Award-winning film is one of the most captivating films ever made in the science fiction genre. Even Elisa's love for herself was on full display as she took charge of her own body at the same time every day. This story is a reminder that love can grow out of any oppressive condition and find a vessel in the most unlikely person, or in this case, humanoid. Number 5. Zoe and Wash from Firefly. A lot of couples have chemistry, but the genuine electricity between Zoe and Wash comes through each scene when they're together. Zoe Elaine Washburn, played by the talented and beautiful Gina Torres, is second in command to Captain Malcolm Reynolds aboard the transport ship Serenity. Her husband, Hoban Washburn, aka Wash, played by Alan Tudyk, is the ship's pilot in the cult favorite sci-fi western series Firefly. When Zoe first laid eyes on Wash, instead of romantic sparks flying, she greeted him with a very suspicious side-eye, but it wasn't long before he won her over and they fell deep in love. They had a very strong bond and love for one another, all while living a very dangerous lifestyle as space pirates. Although Zoe's commitment to Mel created a bit of jealousy at times, Wash never doubted his wife's love and profound admiration for him. He knew Zoe wouldn't hesitate to kill or lay down her life for his. It was refreshing but rare to see an interracial couple on a sci-fi series back in 2002. And having a strong gunslinging alpha female express such affection for her husband made this inclusive and progressive show extra special. Set in the future with the backdrop of the Reconstruction era, it was ironic to see their roles reversed as Zoe was the cowboy bandit off on dangerous heists while her husband Wash stayed at home on the ship worried sick about her. We were all so heartbroken when Zoe lost Wash in the movie Serenity, but it's revealed in the comics that she was pregnant with Wash's daughter, Emma. So get ready for a new series called Firefly, a brand new verse set 20 years after the original series and movie, with a new crew and Emma Washburn as their captain. Number 4. Yorkie and Kelly, San Junipero, Black Mirror. True love knows no boundaries. This beautiful love story will broaden any narrow mind. In Season 3 of Black Mirror, Charlie Brooker wrote the critically acclaimed Episode 4, San Junipero. Not only was it one of the best episodes in the series, but said to be one of the best television episodes in 2016. A charming story about two elderly women, the introverted Yorkie, played by Mackenzie Davis, and the vivacious Kelly, played by Gugu Mbatha Raw, fall deep for each other inside the virtual world of San Junipero, a place where people's consciousness are uploaded to live out their lives even after death. In this virtual world, they were both able to live a life free of the judgment and consequence they would have had to face in the real world. They experienced a pure, unconditional love that most only dream of. Showing how technology can be used to bring these two beautiful souls together, who may not have otherwise met, is very inspiring. Originally written for a heterosexual couple, Brooker was looking for the best version of this story and thought this change made it more interesting. And making them an interracial couple added to the diversity. Due to a growing number of LGBTQ+ representation in the writer's room and other positions of power, expect to see more stories about experiences of all human beings, and not just in a pretend simulated world, but in the real world. Number 3. Angela Abar and Dr. Manhattan, for HBO's Watchmen. If a woman tells you she fell head over heels for a blue man who walked into a bar and did a magic trick with an egg, you'd close out her tab and put her in an Uber because she's had too much to drink. But the unmeasurable amount of love these two have for each other is, well, timeless. Emmy Award winner Regina King plays Angela Abar, the masked alias Sister Knight, a detective for the Tulsa Police Department. And the sexy Yao Abdul-Mateen II plays Calvin Abar, aka Dr. Manhattan, aka Dr. John Osterman, a godlike superhero masquerading as a dutiful husband and stay-at-home dad to a beautiful blended family of 3 adopted kids. Since the day he walked into her life in his true form, Dr. Manhattan was honest with Angela, even when it was difficult for her to accept. Dr. Manhattan has seen his share of love, and unlike all other women who he placates, he makes the ultimate sacrifice for Angela, transferring all his power and blue form to her. And just like Zoe and Wash and Firefly, while Angela is out in dangerous gunfights and hand-to-hand combat, Calvin is holding it down at home with the kids. And in the middle of a harsh and heavy subject matter is a soft and beautiful black love story. Number 2. Maeve and Hector, Westworld. Making love can be, well, intense, but so intense that it causes everything around you to spontaneously combust? Well, Westworld's Maeve and Hector's love sure can. When the AI couple first met, Maeve saved Hector's life while he was playing out his scripted program in Westworld's Most Wanted Bandit, stealing from the Mariposa Saloon, Maeve's workplace. She later recruits Hector to help her prove she is no longer stuck in the Matrix and is indeed woke. Maeve Malay, played by the gorgeous and talented Tandy Newton, and Hector Escatan, played by the Brazilian hunk Rodrigo Santoro, bonded instantly and became inseparable throughout the show. An interesting fun fact, in the backstory, Lee Sizemore wrote Maeve is not Hector's first love. Hector's former love, Isabella, died and caused Hector to turn into the cold-hearted bandit. But later in season 3, in another scripted story, Maeve's name is now Isabella, while Hector is called Ettore, the Italian version of Hector. These two sexy bots have all the right ingredients for a successful relationship. They're always putting each other's lives before their own. Their attraction and love for each other grows stronger with time, and their loyalty and trust never waver. And despite not being programmed for real human emotion, they developed a genuine bond. Even in the face of death, Hector tells her, "I'll see you in the next life." Number 1. TChalla and Nakia, the Black Panther. Black love has been on screen since the early days of cinema, but it's only in the last few decades that we've seen some of the most powerful examples of black love. Said to be the best on-screen romance story and the first black couple in the MCU, TChalla and Nakia's relationship was also one of the most balanced. Chadwick Boseman and Lupita Nyong'o lit up the screen with their chemistry as TChalla and Nakia. Nakia is not just T'Challa's lover. She's a member of the War Dogs, the CIA for Wakanda, a strong leader and activist. King T'Challa, aka the Black Panther, or Cold Tiger for all you diehards out there, is a valiant warrior, ruler of Wakanda, the richest, most powerful African nation in the world. Unlike most comic book love scenes that feel a bit forced and cheesy, T'Challa and Nakia's genuine love, admiration, and respect for one another is subtle, but is felt in every scene they have together. A superhero whose love interest is a secret agent fighting alongside him instead of the damsel in distress waiting to be saved, it really raises the bar. These two both wear the pants in the relationship. Equally strong, neither taking a permanent backseat, always in a constant, beautiful dance of leadership and support. Nakia's immense loyalty saved T'Challa's life when just about everyone, even his homeboy, turned on him. And T'Challa never tried to stifle Nakia's strong will. Instead, he re-examined Wakanda's direct involvement in foreign affairs and humanitarian efforts and realized Nakia's dream to help impoverished communities. While colorism is still a huge problem in Hollywood and the world, it's so beautiful to see dark-skinned black couples on screen. They are a wonderful reminder that black love is being each other's peace and calm in a chaotic world. Who's your favorite on this list? Who makes your list of love and sci-fi? For more videos on some of the best lists in the world of science fiction, be sure to subscribe to MCSFO and turn on all notification alerts.